Hello, everyone. On March 21st, 2025, President Donald Trump faced the cameras in the Oval Office and made an unexpected announcement. Boeing had been selected as the prime contractor for the F-47 NGAD, America's next-generation fighter jet project. The introduction of the F-47, produced in Boeing's factories under the NGAD program, was a milestone in aviation history. Equipped with the highest technology accessible to manned fighter jets, the F-47 is preparing to establish a new dominance in the skies with its fuselage that can camouflage itself on radars, its ability to command an army of fighter drones, and its artificial intelligence as smart as a war genius. So why was Boeing chosen for this project? Because Northrop Grumman had focused its energies on the B-21 Raider bomber. Lockheed Martin had been busy for decades with the F-35 project and was also running a separate program for the Navy's next-generation fighter jet. That left Boeing, and they seized this opportunity as the chance of a lifetime. President Trump announced that the engineering and production development contract will be awarded to Boeing, valued at more than $20 billion. To understand the F-47, one must understand the F-22 Raptor, which made its first flight in 2005. In those years, the F-22's stealth and high maneuverability concepts revolutionized aviation. The F-22's effective performance in terms of air superiority over its rivals, and the fact that it was equipped with the most powerful avionics systems of the time, made it an invaluable weapon. The US banned the sale of the F-22 Raptor because it did not want this superior technology to fall into the hands of its competitors. But in the 2020s, with the development of fighter jets such as China's J-20 and Russia's Su-57, the F-22 had to share the title of the best fighter with its rivals. As the 21st century entered its second quarter, the traditional notion of superiority for the U.S. Air Force was transformed. To achieve air superiority, it was no longer enough to simply fly faster or go higher. The newly designed fighter jet had to be able to use its network of avionics systems intelligently and anticipate the opponent's every move without looking like a ghost. There was another reason for the U.S. to accelerate this project: China. In 2024, China shocked the world by showcasing 3 different sixth-generation fighter jet prototypes. Especially the Chengdu J-36 drew attention with its 3-engine structure. This was actually a sign of weakness. China was still unable to develop powerful, efficient engines. But it was enough to set alarm bells ringing in the United States. The first to take the next step would win air supremacy, and therefore the wars of the future. In line with this vision, F-47 NGAD, Next Generation Air Dominance, the U.S. Air Force's 6th-generation air superiority project was launched. The F-47 is named after the legendary P-47 Thunderbolt of the Second World War, according to the official statement. The fact that Trump is the 47th President of the United States is also thought to be effective in giving this name to the F-47. In fact, this project was not a story of a few months. Secret test flights have been taking place at Edwards Air Force Base and the famous Area 51 since 2020. President Trump's statement that the plane has been tested for years confirmed these secret flights. The F-47 NGAD is a platform that will be the absolute master of the airspace. With its advanced stealth feature, it will be almost invisible to radars. Thanks to its flexible modernization, software and hardware can be easily updated. With its network-centric combat system, the aircraft will not fight alone. It will be able to coordinate drones, ground radars, and missiles. When you think about it, will artificial intelligence be decisive in the wars of the future instead of individual pilot skills? Let's meet in the comments. The F-47 also has advanced technologies in terms of weapon and ammunition handling capabilities. For example, artificial intelligence detects the weak link in the enemy formation, and with this information, the pilot has an idea of which weapon to use. Even seconds are precious on the battlefield, and with this technology, the pilot can make decisions and take action in a much shorter time. Next-generation missiles, such as the AIM-260 JATM, Joint Advanced Tactical Missile, with a range of 187 miles, 300 kilometers, are the main weapons of the F-47. Although the AIM-260 JATM is designed for air-to-air targets, it can also be used to hit ground targets thanks to its advanced software and maneuverability. HAWC, Hypersonic Air-Breathing Weapon Concept, is a hypersonic cruise missile developed by the U.S. Air Force, USAF, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. Unlike conventional ballistic missiles, it is a low-altitude, maneuverable missile that can reach speeds of Mach 5 and above and reaches its target extremely quickly. Thanks to its ability to reach hypersonic speeds and superior maneuverability, it can bypass conventional air defense systems such as the S-400 and Patriot. The F-47 can command drones in swarms. In this drone swarm called Shadow Squadron, it can manage 8 XQ-58A Valkyrie drones at the same time. The neural-connected helmet in the cockpit transmits the pilot's mental commands to the drones in 0.04 seconds. In other words, the F-47 is a striking force not only with its own arsenal, but also with the swarm of drones around it. The Swarm AI system of the Valkyries is so advanced that in a test in 2025, it was found that they developed strategies among themselves without centralized command. The Pentagon marked this capability as a red line and imposed a human approval requirement on drones. I would like to ask an intriguing question about the future shape of aerial warfare. Will a fighter in the future shoot down the enemy itself, or will it leave it to the swarm drones it carries with it? Today, the real power of a fighter jet is not only in the weapons it uses and the high speeds it can reach. It must also complement this power with avionics systems that are integrated with these systems and work as a whole, in line with today's technology. Improved radars, IR sensors, and jamming algorithms that analyze and prioritize threats. Artificial intelligence-enabled systems, such as the ability to jam enemy radars and even launch electronic attacks, are high-end technologies used to ease the burden of the F-47 pilot. The AR HUD uses AI-powered augmented reality to project real-time battle maps, enemy positions, and threat warnings onto the pilot's visor in the form of a 3D tactical map. This makes air battles and strike missions much more successful. Quantum radar detects stealth aircraft and hypersonic missiles 100 times more accurately than conventional radars. It is preparing for a future in which the U.S. will have fewer air bases around the world and new battlefields will be much more dispersed. The F-47 will be able to reach long distances on its own, communicate with different combat networks, and carry out its mission without being caught by advanced air defenses such as China and Russia. In the future, the first to see and the first to strike will always win. Rewriting the rules of air warfare, this lethal fighter takes its place on the battlefield as an incalculable threat and deterrent force. Dominance will now be under the wings of the F-47. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. See you in another video.